Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. What's going on, players? I mean, faithfuls. The 49ers are adding some players to the mix, and I am apparently too excited to even focus on speaking right. So we are going to get down to it, man. We got some breaking news for you guys, and I can't wait to discuss. So, Tony, which guy do you want to start with?
Let's start with Gallman, the running back. Listen, they're adding a piece to the backfield. Okay, signed him to the 1-year deal from the Giants. He rushed for, give me 1 sec, I got to pull up the stats.
682 yards last year.
Correct. And the one thing that's phenomenal about this whole thing is his biggest game was 16 carries for 135 yards on the road in Seattle. Love it. Sold. He offers you a little receiving out of the backfield. He's not the biggest back to pick up blocks on blitz pack on defense's blitz off the edge. It's an interesting sign to add another piece to the rotation. The second guy, you want to touch on anything with Gallman?
No, not right now. What I do like about this guy, he averaged 4.6 yards a carry, second highest average in his career other than his rookie season. It seems like the more you feed this guy, the more you need him, the better he gets. He's one of these guys that kind of winds up as the game goes. If you watch Tennessee, what's the running back over there in Tennessee?
Henry.
If you watch Henry, he's not one of those guys that the first carry of the game is a big one and then he dwindles down. It's the opposite, right? That's how Gallman Jr. seems to be. Like the more he's carrying, the more you need him, the more you call his number, the better he is. This guy's got he ran a 4.640. He only did like 21 reps on when he benched coming out. But he had a 10-foot broad jump, so he's plenty athletic. So this guy has got a lot of talent, and if he can, operate well in the scheme, he's gonna be a pretty significant player. He's gonna be a good player for the 49ers, I think. He's not. This is just some 7-8 year vet coming out of nowhere. This guy was drafted in 2017. He's fairly young, and he could definitely make some noise. So you got guys like Hasty. They got to watch out now.
Yeah, his running scheme seems like his running style seems like it fits a zone scheme rather than a man power scheme with the Giants ran. So it'll be interesting to see if his game steps up and improves from what he did last year. The second guy we added was a defensive end. Recently cut by the Raiders. He was a highly touted draft pick. I forgot what year he came out, but he was like a top 20 player. He dropped due to some off-field issues. He's like your typical speed guy. He's, in my opinion, a perfect fit for Koseric's scheme in the wide nine. But the thing is, he is a little bit of a knucklehead. He cost the Raiders a big penalty. I think it was versus the Dolphins. He grabbed the guy by the face mask and pulled him down. He only had 3 sacks. I think 3 or 4 sacks in his career so far. But you got to look at the scheme that Oakland ran compared to what we're running. It could be like, a match made in heaven where his skill set could fit the scheme. But it's a 1-year deal. Between these two signings, I'm going to tell you right now, it gives this team full flexibility in this draft. They want to move up. They want to move down. They could do it because they're added pieces. Granted, they're not locks to make this roster, but they're adding pieces to compete and fill the back end of the roster. So I like both the signings. Both of them are going to get a chance to contribute and make the final 53 or 55. And by all means, they're not locks to make the roster, but I do like the way this team is trying to fill this roster out.
My only concern with Arden Key was that his work ethic seemed to be a little lackluster at times, and from what I've heard, the kid's either on or he's completely off. There's no in between. There's no consistency with him. You just look at him and it's like, what the hell are you doing? And so I was really hoping that he can find some motivation this offseason. And I'm not saying that he hasn't found it. I hope that he has, and it starts to set in because, like you said, the guy is immensely talented, but that's why he fell to the 3rd round or 4th round. I think it was 3rd. I think he would have ended up 3rd round. That's why he fell to the 3rd round. He's got everything you want physically, if you like the creative player type of thing. But he's got to put it together and then be consistent. And these 1-year deals, this team is out here signing. It's not about, oh, you're really good, here's a 1-year deal. You're really bad, here's a 1-year deal. Yeah. This is what we can afford right now, and this is what we're willing to give you. and these players are taking it. So he's going to walk into a room where you have a guy like D Ford coming off of an injury, and he's going to be learning from a guy like D Ford, and Ford's going to be like, yeah, hey, listen, you might be here right now, but I'm coming for my spot back.
Exactly. Motivation.
Hey, I'm not 100%, but eventually I'm going to be here. You better buckle up. Like, these are going to be guys that are motivating him and pushing him. It's going to be all in how he responds to it. It's all.
And just one last thing about Key. The pressure's not on him to perform. Like right now, he's not expected to take a big role in his defense. No, he's going to come in and fill the role that Deion Jordan played last year. What they tried to do with Ziggy Ansah, a rotational guy. And listen, if they hit the jackpot, they hit the jackpot. He becomes something more. But a change of scenery, a better locker room, a better group of guys in the defensive line room could help this kid out.
Yeah, and I want to piggyback on the last thing you said about the flexibility in the draft. This really, really, really gives the 49ers an opportunity, like you said, to do whatever it is that they want. If you had to identify the biggest need for this team right now, it's going to be a luxury pick in the quarterback position. Or quarterback. You know, we know that's why we moved it to 3. But if they decide to run with Jimmy, I'm not saying they are or they should, but if they were like, yeah, we're going to run with Jimmy, the world is yours. Are you going to go edge? Are you going to go corner? Are you going to go wide receiver? Are you going to go defensive line like DT? That's exactly what they want to do heading into this draft. And like you said, that is the icing on the cake for all of this, man. Some veteran guys with pro experience. You know, this guy is probably going to be Key. I'm talking about Key is probably going to be just as good as anybody you're going to find in the 3rd round of this year's draft. Except you've seen him do it on the pro level. So that means that you think that there's something there that you can get from him. So I'm hoping that's the case, man. So that's going to do it, man. Thank you guys for checking us out here on the breaking news video. We don't sign out of this, right? We just leave, right?
We're out.
All right. Peace.